What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 58 of the Hive Mind podcast. Be sure to check the podcast out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. Hope you're having a very Merry Christmas. I apologize for the podcast being late this week. Obviously, at Christmas Eve, Christmas, and I was going to record the podcast on Christmas night, but I got a little bit sick again. So I legitimately think that I have some sort of, I don't want to say like sugar intolerance, but I think I'm extremely sensitive to sugar now more than I have been in the past. So in the past, when I was a fat piece of shit, I could eat like 3 of those Ben and Jerry's like things, containers, and be fine. But now I am like super sensitive to sugar. And I don't typically eat sugar at all. This new, I guess, diet lifestyle I've been on, I've really just eradicated sugar from my diet completely. Outside of things like honey barbecue sauce, like obviously everything's got sugar in it. I mean, it's hard to avoid it completely, but I mean like the pure sugars. Like I don't eat like cookies or ice cream or any sort of sugary treats. No soda. No. I don't drink any liquid besides water. So I have avoided sugar for about a year and a half, and I found that I am extremely sensitive to it now. And on Christmas Eve, I ate some cookies, and I got a little bit sick. And I thought maybe it could have been something else, right? And I ate a decent amount of cookies. They were like these, God, they were good as fuck though. They're like these little thin chocolate chip cookies, and they're really soft. Like you could bend them in half, and I don't know how to describe it, but they're good as fuck. And I think I ate like 5 or 6 of them, which is a good amount of cookies, man. Five or six. I mean, that's probably a lot of sugar, right? But I'm 6'5", you know, I'm a full grown man. I could probably handle 5 or 6 cookies, you know, right? But I could not. I got a little sick to my stomach. I was like bouncing off the walls. Like I was like, I'm like fucking, you know, you do that thing where you're like like when people get nervous in school and they do that leg twitch thing where their like heel is going up and down, up and down, up and down. I was doing that. And I was just like, I don't know, I had tons and tons of energy. So, I didn't get like full blown sick, but I didn't feel the greatest. Then, fast forward to Christmas Day, I'm hanging out with my mom and, had some more sugar because I'm like, you know what, it's Christmas. I'm not going to worry about it, right? It's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I'll get back on the wagon on the 26th or 27th or whatever, right? Eat some more sugar. This time it's like these thin chocolate toffee things. And those were good as fuck. Ate some of those, ate a bunch of other stuff, and I got sick again. And, you know, maybe, you know, 2 for 2, that could be a coincidence, right? Maybe it's not the sugar, maybe it's something else. But anyway, I got sick again. This time I actually got sick. I was completely fine throughout the entire, you know, Christmas Day visit. We went to go see a movie. Went to go see that Fences movie, which is good as fuck. That's a really different movie that I enjoyed that a lot. So if you're looking for a movie to go see that Fences movie with Denzel Washington. It was very good. But anyway, completely fine throughout the day, and then it's like 7:30-ish. And I'm getting ready to leave anyway, and I kind of like expedite my process of leaving a little faster than I would normally because I'm starting to feel a little sick. And I leave, I drive like 3 minutes away from the subdivision, and then I just fucking blow chunks all over this like small business, like all over their bush. And yeah, it was pretty bad. And I feel super guilty because my mom made me like this really awesome Christmas lunch. It was like a non-traditional Christmas. We had like shrimp and barbecue, and she wanted to do something that wasn't like traditional Christmas: turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, because she knew I was probably burned out on it, but I was. But I feel guilty because that food deserved to come out my asshole, not out of my fucking mouth like that. It deserved a clean porcelain death, not, you know, being blown out on the side of a road into a bush. But I feel a little guilty about that. But I'm pretty sure that it was the sugar, because I've had this happen 3 for 3, dude. 3 times I eat a bunch of sugar, 3 times I get sick. And the other time was about a year. I don't ever get sick, by the way. This is why this is kind of a little bit of a big deal. I don't ever get sick, never have any issues like this, right? The other time, I was coming back into town. This was like a year ago. This was more than a year. This is like a year and a half ago. This is a long time ago. But I was coming back through town and got some lunch at Sonic, the drive-in, and I got one of those Oreo blasts, man. And I think I had a medium Oreo blast, which again, for me as a fat fuck back in the day, I could have eaten like 3 of the large ones and not had any issues. But ate one of those things and I shit myself like completely. It was really bad. So I'm pretty sure that I've got a little bit of a sugar. Something is going on with that, dude. It's. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm crazy, but I'm very, very sensitive to it. And I get really hyperactive like a child would. Like, if you gave like a 5-year-old kid a really, like a whole bunch of sugar and he's like running around the house screaming, that's basically what I do now. So I don't know what that is, but I don't know. I don't think it's anything serious. I think I just need to be careful and not go too crazy with it. But I only had like 5 cookies. So I don't know. I'm gonna pace myself though, because I'm throwing up 2 times in a month due to food is not exactly teeter-tottering on the edge of eating disordery. But I think that first time on the Christmas party, as I talked about this on a previous podcast, I think that was more of a I don't know. I don't think that was related, but whatever. Definitely gonna pace myself today because I've got another dinner that I'm not gonna go crazy at. Definitely not gonna eat any sugar. So anyway, I figured I'd let you guys know about me throwing up. HiveMind 58. What a good way to start the podcast. Anyway, my Christmas vacation is almost over. I'm actually looking forward to going back to work. It's been a little weird having all this free time, this downtime to just kind of do whatever. So I'm actually looking forward to going back to work. Go back to work tomorrow on the 27th. So that should be interesting. I don't think so. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and so I'm not gonna work a full week for like another 2 weeks because I think I get the New Year off too, or like the 2nd or something off as well. So a lot of downtime, but then it's work for a long time until like I think like the 4th of July is the next time I have a day off, something like that. Anyway, I don't even think that's the thing either. What do we want to talk about here? Oh, here's a decent topic here. So the Electoral College happened last week, and Donald Trump is the new president. So they didn't accomplish their goal of undermining democracy. Yay. But this is very interesting, and I did not see this talked about a ton. But Hillary Clinton had 7 Electoral College voters defect. So she had 7 people in the Electoral College that she should have had vote for her that didn't vote for her. Trump had 2. So despite like all the fucking campaigning, like don't like the video I showed last week where they were talking about I don't know if I still have it bookmarked or not. Nope, I don't. I deleted it. But essentially it was a bunch of these celebrities saying, you members of the Electoral College, you guys need to be strong and be heroes and not vote for Donald Trump. And despite all that campaigning, Hillary Clinton had 7 people defect where Donald Trump had 2. That's pretty funny to me. So that's interesting. Apparently it's like the most in history to have ever happened. So I think it's funny. Anyway, moving on. We can talk about the MTV white guy resolution. This video has been blowing up. I remember when this thing got tweeted. This is pretty cringe here. I wonder if this is still on Twitter. Oh, they deleted the tweet? Oh, shit. Look at this, guys. I had it bookmarked. MTV They deleted the tweet. Those fuckers. I'm sure I can find it, though. MTV, white guys. Fox News has it?
MTV. Yeah, there's really no way to.
Oh my god, I want the video, you fucks. Why'd they delete the tweet, man? MTV white guys. Whatever. Essentially, the video is saying that white people are, like, evil. Basically. Well, that's a fucking letdown. Yeah, MTV deletes the video. Hopefully they actually have the video here.
Hey, fellow.
Oh, they do. Fuck yes. Here we go.
Guys,
It's about to be a new year.
And there's a few things we think you could do a little bit better in 2017.
First off, try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy.
Can we all just agree that Black Lives Matter isn't the opposite of All Lives Matter? Black lives just matter. There's no need to overcomplicate it.
also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing.
Cops weren't born with blue skin, right? I mean, yeah, they weren't born blue.
Stop bragging about being woke. Stop saying woke.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Oh, and if you're a judge, don't prioritize the well-being of an Ivy League athlete over the woman he
Jesus
assaulted.
Christ.
We all love Beyonce. And yeah, she's black, so of course she cares about black issues. I'm talking to you, Fox News.
Feel free to take Kanye West, though. You guys can have him.
You know what you did, Kanye.
Nobody who has black friends says that they have black friends.
And just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. You can be racist with black friends.
Look, guys, we know nobody's perfect.
But honestly, you
This
can
is
do
so
a little better
bad.
in 2017.
Some of you guys do a great job. Some of you don't.
Please, because 2016 is bad. 2017 can't be worse than this, all right? Because this is bad.
Dude. I can't believe at one point in my life I actually used to watch MTV somewhat regularly. I never have been a big TV guy, but I remember I used to watch it somewhat regularly. What happened, dude? I mean, I know MTV never was like the greatest fucking network, but Jesus fucking Christ. Look at the
Hey,
comments on this thing. See how bad they are. Look at the like to dislike ratio. Jesus fucking Christ. 445 likes. 22,000 dislikes. Jesus. This kind of shit is the problem with the Democratic Party. Is that all of these fucking people are liberal. Like, this shit is killing them, man. Because people look at this and just think it's completely ridiculous, which it is, and then just go over to the... Yeah, like, this comment really sums it up. This video pushes me further and further to the right on the political spectrum. Because so many people absolutely detest this, that they will go completely to the other side. In the same way that the super religious people are killing the conservative party to where it pushes people like me to the left when they go like, God told me to invade Iraq. When they do that shit, this is like the Democrats' version of that, where it's this shit. It's completely unbelievable. This kind of shit is what's slowly turning me a racist. Good God. Anyway, let's move it on. Sorry, guys, I'm a little rusty. I'm not feeling not that I'm feeling bad. I'm just feeling a little out of it today. Talk about some Overwatch. I recently started getting back into Overwatch, and that new tank meta, man. Dude, Overwatch is fucking lame right now. The way that people are playing it is super lame. It's just tanks. Everyone is playing a tank. Like you get 3 tanks in basically every game. 3 tanks, 2 healers, and 1 DPS. It's pretty absurd. I don't know if it's just me or what the deal is, but it does seem like every single game everybody's playing a tank, and it makes the games really, really slow. So I don't know if that is something that's going to be changed. I think the main thing is Ana's healing grenade. When everybody plays tanks, it's easy for her to heal everybody, and her healing throughput is just ridiculous. When she's able to hit her shots and against tanks, they're really big and easy targets, and everybody's clumped up, so the grenade value. But Overwatch is like borderline not fun right now because of the meta, which is strange to say, but I don't know, man. It makes me sad because a lot of the heroes that I'd want to play just aren't a thing. Like Genji's not a thing, Tracer's not a thing. Most of the heroes just aren't even viable, it seems, right now. So I don't know. It makes me fucking sad. Let's move it on. I'm just curious if anyone else thinks. Oh yeah, we got some more Overwatch here. So this is actually pretty interesting. South Korean Overwatch cheat makers might get jail time, which is interesting. South Korea is going to be changing their laws to include breaking the terms of service of video games. So in South Korea, they're trying to pass this law to make it to where if you break the terms of service of a video game, you are breaking a law, which is a little bananas if you think about it. You know, what if like some video game company has ridiculous terms of service, like has a ridiculous terms of service that is very easily broken? So I'm sure it won't be enforced completely, but essentially they want to make cheating or making cheat programs actually illegal. So this is something a lot of people probably, well, most people probably know this, but some people don't know that you can cheat in video games, and you can make cheats for WoW and Overwatch and all that shit, and it's not illegal. It's just against the rules of the game. So you can't go to jail for making an Overwatch aimbot. And South Korea is trying to make it to where if you make an Overwatch aimbot and try to sell it, you can go to jail. You can be sued for it privately, or is that the right word? You can be sued for it. So Blizzard could sue you and sue your company for damaging their product with your aimbot or your WoW cheat or whatever. But they can't press criminal charges against you. So they're trying to change that in South Korea. And if they actually do this, that'll be pretty insane. If making cheats in a video game is actually illegal, that'd be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty crazy. I don't see that ever happening in our country, but South Korea really takes this shit seriously. And it'll be interesting to see if they get that passed, because video game cheats have really evolved. They've gotten pretty crazy. Like Honor Buddy, like they've got like a whole company that's dedicated to making cheats for various games. Like they've got a whole structure, and I'm gonna pull up their website, see how many games they even support. Like these bots are like professionally run, and look at this shit. They've got like a pro website with let's see here. Look at this. 1 year, $200 a month. I guess it's 200 pounds. Let's see, what all do they support here? Support for World. Oh, they only support WoW now? They used to have a whole bunch of shit. View plans and features. This will probably show you what games they support. Maybe they just do WoW now. I know for a while they had like WildStar and all kinds of shit. Their website is being very slow. It's being very slow. It's just not, it's flat out not working. Never mind. Well, never mind. But yeah, dude, cheating in video games. It's no joke now. Another thing we got going this week that makes me feel old as shit. This makes me feel so old. Star Wars The Old Republic is 5 years old. Doesn't that make you feel old? I remember the launch of that game. I remember the launch of that game so vividly. That was such an exciting time that we're not going to get that for a long time. We're not going to get that AAA Gold Rush MMO launch for many, many years to come. I would say that at least five more years, because there's not a single big MMO even in the works right now. Like, we haven't heard a teasing of any MMO. Like with WildStar, we knew that WildStar was like a thing for like 5 years before it even came out. Like they were working on that thing for a long time. Star Wars: The Old Republic, we knew they were working on that for a long time before it came out. We don't even have an inkling of any idea of a big new MMO coming out. So I think that gold rush of the servers coming up and everybody, trying to be the next biggest badass in this new game, as well for a big game, I think that's not going to happen for a while. Obviously, Crowfall is going to be out in 2017, but that's not a big AAA MMO. It's not the same kind of gold rush of everybody trying to level up their characters and stuff. But dude, man, it makes me feel old because I remember Star Wars: The Old Republic so vividly. To think that was 5 years ago? Jesus. I was, 17 at the time? 18? I'm 23 now? Dude. Some good times, man. I really like Star Wars: The Old Republic. Part of me wants to go back and check it out, but another part of me knows that it's not the same. And that there's really probably nothing for me there. But, it's a good time, dude. It's a good fucking time. And to think that was 5 years ago just makes me feel like an old piece of shit. Anyway, my Final Fantasy 15 movie, I put that out last week. I just wanted to pimp that out again. I tried to dispute the Content ID claim. They declined it, so I apologize for any of you guys that are in some country that can't view it due to the music. But there is a segment of that there is a 1 minute segment from that 7.5 hour long video, or however long it is, where there's some music, and that music got picked up by the YouTube Content ID system, and now people can't watch that video in certain countries. So fuck my fucking life. And YouTube has this feature where you can sometimes you can take the music out of the video and it'll just be like, silence. But for whatever reason, they won't let me do it for that video. It's unavailable, maybe because it's so long. So fuck, dude. That sucks ass. It's not even the money that I care about. I don't make any money off that video due to the Content ID claim. I just hate it that you can't watch it in certain countries. That fucking sucks. So nothing I can do. I try to appeal it and be reasonable. I was like, look, no one's gonna watch this video for the song. No one's gonna skip 7 hours into the video to listen to this song, but they weren't fucking having it. So what can you do? I'm not going to re-upload the video and re-edit it and re-render it just to take out the fucking song. I am going to put it up on Twitch, where it probably won't get blocked on Twitch. I don't think anyway. But that'll be later next week. Anyway, let's answer some questions from the last podcast. I'm sorry. I know this podcast is not the greatest. This is one of the worst ones I've done, man. I don't know. I'm just a little out of it. I guess I got sick last night, and I don't know what's wrong with me, but let me pull up the comments from last week. 56. Is it 56? No, 57. You okay? You found a cutting mat? Oh, somebody made a joke about self-mutilation. Zybak thinks Smash Mouth memes are new. LOL. I thought aren't they relatively new? Maybe not. Apparently, I am one of the few people that doesn't use the subscription feed. A lot of people in the comments use it, so maybe I'm just crazy. Somebody. Feels like an entirely different podcast. I like it. It's a cool change of pace. Probably won't like it this week. I'm not very pleased with my performance this week. This is going to be a short-ass podcast, clocking in here about 30 minutes. Something like that. You sure you will not regret getting a vasectomy? It sounds like something you could regret. I mean, maybe I'll regret it, but I definitely don't regret it right now, and I don't think I'm going to be regretting it for the next few years at the minimum. But no, I've got other goals in my life, and having kids. Oh, there's somebody on Twitter blowing me up, asking me where the podcast is. I'm working on it, bitches. But I've got other stuff I want to do with my life that having kids is not really conducive to accomplishing those goals. So, gotta make sacrifices. Should wear that same retarded shirt for every podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some new clothes here in a second, man. I'm getting towards the tail end of my my weight loss, so I'm gonna have to well, I'm not gonna have to, but I'm gonna buy some new clothes. I'm kind of looking forward to that because all this shit, like this shirt is so loose on me. All my shit doesn't fit anymore. I've got one shirt that fits me, and the only reason that shirt fits me is because my dad ordered a shirt and it was too small for him. He ordered a size too small, so I got that shirt for free. But definitely gonna be big stretch. Definitely gonna be ordering some new clothes here fairly soon. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting some new duds, looking sharp. I've got a whole bunch of Amazon bookmarks of various things that I'm gonna potentially order. I watched Westworld after you recommended it. I found it really boring. I watched the last few episodes. Yeah, Westworld. It's got to build up. It does start off slow, but once you suffer through the build up, it's awesome. It's one of my favorite shows. Heel versus Babyface. Stop playing WoW. Now he's playing other games. Yeah, a lot of people have been quitting WoW recently. I was gonna make a video about this on its own, but it seems like people are just flat out quitting now. And I don't know why. It seems like Legion is pretty good. I think people are just burned out. The game is so formulaic that people are just over it. We just need a new fucking game, I think, finally. And a lot of the magic of WoW, it can't exist because the game is so old and it's gotten so formulaic and it's gotten so streamlined. There's no mystery to the game anymore. There's no, ooh, I wonder what this is going to be. There's no, like, walking into a big world and being completely confused and blown away and having no idea what's going on. That doesn't happen anymore because everyone knows what it's going to be. There's a new zone that comes out. There's going to be dailies. There's going to be a rep. This does this does that, this does that, whatever. It's gotten very formulaic. The data mining, you know how everything works before it's even in the game. And a lot of that, Blizzard can't really solve it because the game has reached this tipping point to where there's so many resources, so many websites, and they have this production timeline that makes everything very predictable. So, I think that's some of it. And I think a lot of it, the game really is, 12 years old now. So, I don't know, man. See, I hate using that argument that, it's just old and there needs to be some new shit. Because I remember playing WoW when it was 7 years old. And I couldn't get enough of it. And I never thought the game was ever going to get too old. So I think it's definitely a combination of them fucking up with things like LFR. Like, they definitely made a lot of mistakes. But at the same time, I do kind of feel sorry for them because it's very hard for them to have that mystery to the game anymore when there's people data mining and when there's when the game is so popular and there's so many people. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, a lot of people quitting WoW. I think I might make a video about that, talking about that on its own at some point. Probably not, because I'm lazy as fuck. I think there's something psychologically wrong with Trump. Probably. Lost my shit when you pulled out the mug. Play Elysium. I never ended up playing that. I thought I was gonna mess around with it some because of the my vacation and being a little bit bored, but I never got around to it. I ended up playing Uncharted 4. That's one thing I did. I Redboxed that, which I feel bad for, man. I feel so bad whenever I get a game on Redbox because it's like I feel so shitty playing this $60 game that was this incredible experience for $2, and then returning it the next day. So I played a $60 game, had the full experience, and only paid $2, and none of those $2 went to the developer. I feel shitty, but at the same time, I'm not made of money. So, I don't know. I wonder if they do make money off that. I wonder if the developers get a cut, because they don't have every game at Redbox, and they don't have brand new games that just come out rentable at Redbox. Like when Uncharted 4 first came out, it wasn't like rentable at Redbox, and they don't have the newest of the new games available at Redbox. I don't think, do they? Do game publishers make money off Redbox? I wonder if they get a cut. Redbox profits, do they make any money? I think this is... I think this is... Daily Tech, Redbox, and Talk with Game Publishers. There we go. Many movie fans, blah, 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 Redbox. So they're in talks with game publishers, so maybe there is some sort of cut. I figured there would be. Yeah, I would think that they'd have to go to the game publishers in some way, because I know, like, you can't just resell shit, right? Like, there's that whole not for resale thing that you see on packages of, like, I don't know, food or whatever that you buy in bulk that no one probably ever... I'm sure they could probably... I'm sure if this wasn't kosher with the developers, or with the publishers, they could, like, sue them in some way. Redbox is in talk with game publishers, although it's not saying what developers want. It's likely that you can rent games for $2 a day. Yeah. There must be some sort of split there. But still, man. They really hope that, like, the Redbox video game rental model does not work for single-player games. Like, it works well for... I don't know, like maybe the longer single player games like The Witcher, or like multiplayer games like COD, where people rent those for $2 a day and then they end up hanging on to them for a week or 2 weeks, or they just never return them. But for like a single player game like Uncharted, like I paid $2 for it, beat the game, and returned it later that night. So, you know, maybe not, I guess not everybody does that, and maybe some people it takes them multiple days, they end up paying like $15 or something, I don't know. But it makes me feel a little guilty. I was gonna Google something, but I can't remember what it was. Whatever. Let's move it on. Moving it on. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, Tracer is gay. That was an interesting move by Blizzard. They made Tracer a lint liquor, as they would say in the Orbit commercial. I'm not sure what I think about that. I think it, I don't know. Like, I don't have any problem with it, obviously, but I really like it when developers, when they have a gay character, but they don't, like, flaunt it. I think the best gay character in a video game I've ever seen was The Last of Us. And a lot of people probably don't know this because it wasn't on the nose. It wasn't, like, completely obvious, but once you figured it out, like, even if you didn't figure it out, it wasn't that big of a deal, but if you did figure it out, you were like, oh shit, that actually adds to the story and makes the game better now that I know this. And I can't remember the character's name. Last of Us. They made Ellie gay, which I think was a little fucking lame. But there was another character that was gay. Yeah, Bill. This was very well done. This was very well done in my opinion. So there's a character in The Last of Us named Bill, and you find him in the game, and he's got this friend that he had a falling out with. And he really didn't like the guy, and I think they end up, I don't know, I'm butchering this, and it's not going to sound that great, but essentially, you end up finding this guy, and this Bill guy hates this other guy. They had a big falling out, and you end up finding him dead in the game, and Bill is like, he has this reaction that you're not really expecting. He's like, A little sad about it, but at the same time, he's like, well, good riddance, whatever. Tough guy persona. And they sell it really well because he has a reaction that would make sense from somebody that had, like if your ex-wife died in some terrible, tragic way, you wouldn't be like, well, fuck her, she was a bitch. You still have the reaction of like, oh shit, this is pretty fucked up, it's pretty sad, whatever. I don't know. The way they did it was very well done, and you find out that the character is gay like a good bit after. Like, that character is essentially out of the storyline before you find out that he's gay. You find out he's gay through, essentially, Ellie finds like an adult magazine, and it's a gay magazine, and it's in his car. So, something like that. It's been a while since I played the game, but essentially you find out he's gay long after the fact, and it's not obvious. But then you find out that he's gay, and it's like, oh, everything makes, like, all that shit makes way more sense now. And his reaction to finding that guy, and just his general, like, I don't know, mannerisms and the way he's approaching this thing, all makes sense now. Because of that one tidbit that wasn't obvious, but, I don't know. That in my opinion is one of the best introductions of a gay character I've ever seen, because it actually added on to the story rather than being like, look at us, we're inclusive, bro. So I like that when they did that. That was actually very good. I'm so pumped they're making another Last of Us game. It's gonna be some good shit. Anyway, let's move it back on to the YouTube questions here. You've been a sub for like 10 years. Yep. That's going to be interesting when I hit 10 years on YouTube. Or, no, he's been using the sub tab for 10 years. Like the podcast, play some more TF2. Which TF2? Team Fortress 2 or Titanfall 2? I'm assuming he means Team Fortress 2 because they're talking about Steam in another comment. Zybak, every time you describe the Star Wars movie... Oh, the word I'm looking for is anti-hero. That's what I want in a Star Wars movie, is an anti-hero like Walter White. Yeah, I guess so. Yep. Zybak, I've been following you for a long time. Your transformation is impressive. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Make feral guides? Dude. No. I'm fucking done. Surely there's other people that make fucking feral guides, man. I don't know. I have no interest in playing WoW. I liked Legion. I thought it was a good expansion, but I just burned out on all of it. The PvP balancing and stuff, like, I really thought the templates were going to make it a lot better and then balancing the game more frequently, but it turned into the same old shit where it's just like, oh, we need to find this class or we're fucked, and oh, like, gates open, oh, it's this shit. It's a Mistweaver monk, we're fucked, because they heal twice as much because our team uses curses. Like, it's just retarded. So, I don't know. I think I'm done with it. I don't miss it. Who the fuck doesn't use the subscription feed? I guess I'm the only one that doesn't really use that shit very much. Need to get a girlfriend for a deep tissue massage? Sure, that'd be good. So, somebody's hitting me up about being a co-host for the podcast. Listen, I don't mind. I want to find a co-host at some point, but if you want to, like, I don't know. Like, if you want to be a co-host or if you want to be included on anything like this goes for me or any other YouTuber, you need to have something for us to go off of. You need to have some sort of video or some sort of, like, you can't be some no-name guy with no content on the internet, with no way of us knowing what kind of person you are. No idea if you can, like, hold a conversation. So, it's not that you need to be a big YouTuber with tons of subscribers. You just need to be a guy that has something for us to go off of and something for me to see what kind of person you are. So, I'm still looking. Still looking, especially right now, man. This podcast, I'm not doing this very good. I'm not doing justice to this. I'm out of it, man. I just woke up and I don't have much time because I've got another dinner arrangement that I'm going to later this evening, and I wanted to record the podcast and get that done so I wouldn't miss this week. OMFG Kata might be too big for the podcast. Yep, he's too big. Too big. I don't always use sub tab. Blah, 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 blah. 3 questions. The YouTube bug reminds me of the Twitter bug. Zybak, you need a referral code for Amazon. Yeah, I need to try to do that. I think it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get one set up to have an Amazon referral code. I'm not sure if I'd get that much use out of it, to be honest, having an Amazon referral code, because I don't do that much like product reviews or things like that. But I probably should do that at some point. I know it's a bit, they've made it pretty hard to get one of those things now, one of those Amazon codes. And they're very, there's definitely some bullshit with them. So, yeah. Have I seen the latest MTV White Guys resolution? Yeah, we just watched that. KOTOR is extremely good. What are my thoughts on Persona 5? Never played it. Yeah, Bajira is streaming workouts on Twitch IRL. He's interacting with chat and giving tips. Yeah, that's an interesting new niche, man. I think Bajira will be one of the few people that is able to transition out of World of Warcraft's death. Like, his fitness thing is gonna... Like, I don't think that's gonna die off ever, really. But eventually World of Warcraft is gonna die off, and a lot of these WoW content creators will die with the game. And I don't think he'll be one of them that does. So I'm happy for him. I think he's gonna weather the storm that's eventually coming there. But it'll be interesting to see what these guys do. Like, a lot of these WoW content creators that have never ever spread their wings and done anything different. It's gonna be quite a rude awakening for them when they do different things and they've got to experiment and they end up losing lots of subscribers because people don't, that's just the nature of YouTube and the nature of Twitch, is that when you do something different, a lot of people get pissed off and a lot of people end up leaving. And how you deal with that separates the men from the boys. More people talking about Team Fortress 2. TF2 has had a lot of changes. Vintages. I've got a whole bunch of vintage weapons from when I used to play back in the day, and apparently those are super rare and worth a lot now. I don't know. Whatever. So far, my favorite podcast with you with Hansel on it. My favorite YouTubers. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Do I watch the PK podcast? Yep, I watch it fairly frequently. Why not start bulking now? You seem super small, like sub 10% body fat. Not even close. Anything more would be unnecessary. Once you get carbs, you're gonna explode with muscle. Yeah, dude, a lot of people really underestimate their body fat percentage. Like, there's so many people saying they're like 8% body fat when they're more like 18% body fat. People really underestimate that. Like, a lot of these guys that go on these bodybuilding shows that are like super fucking shredded are actually only like 10% body fat. Like, there's a video of this guy that is like, that gets a DEXA scan. He is like fucking a granite statue, and the dude gets the scan. He's 10% body fat, and he's fucking ripped. So I laugh when I see people say they're like 8% body fat when they are clearly not. So my whole thing, I'm not looking to get super shredded. I just want to lose like the obvious body fat, just to kind of see where I'm at and see what I need to work on. And I want to be lean. I don't want to be like, super shredded and, vascular everywhere and shit. I don't care that much, but definitely going to get a little bit smaller before I start trying to get bigger. Do I miss WildStar at all? Yeah, I do miss WildStar. I miss that, well, I don't miss it now. It's not like I want to go play it right now, but I do miss the Gold Rush. The MMO Gold Rush, like I was referring back to with Star Wars, where, the game comes out and everybody's rushing to be the best, like with, when I was in Enigma and we were going up against Voodoo and Death and Taxes to get those world first kills. That was a fun experience that is not going to happen for maybe not ever again for me in my life, because I have different priorities now and I've got a job and that kind of shit. I can't really do that stuff anymore. But Yeah, dude, I miss it. Yeah, that was fun. WildStar for the first few months was a real blast, and that PvE progression was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the game is changed directions, and understandably, because they had to. But yeah, no, I miss it. I miss that a little bit, but I'm done with it now. What do I think about PlanetSide 2? It's an MMO FPS with a lot of potential. Yeah, I think PlanetSide 2 is a pretty cool game. You know, there's a lot of cool stories that have come out of that game. But at the end of the day, it just does not have the production values that other FPS games have. It's not as... If PlanetSide 2 was like Battlefield 1 in terms of mechanics and like fun gameplay and smoothness and just general like polish, that game would be huge. But it's not. You know, the guns kind of feel like shit to shoot. Everything's janky. The game kind of looks like shit. If they managed to get it like Battlefield 4 or something, dude, it would be fucking huge. But that'd be quite the undertaking to do that. Am I gonna play Star Wars again? Nope. Don't sleep on Star Citizen when it comes out in 20 years. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, apparently they changed the engine for Star Citizen, so there's even more of a delay. Dude, that game is a fucking disaster, man. That shit's never gonna come out. Dude, it's like Crowfall will have announced their game and have it like fully developed by the time it's like Crowfall is gonna come out before Star Citizen does, and Crowfall like, dude, it's ridiculous. That game is in like development hell. They just keep iterating on shit over and over and over again, and they don't even seemingly have something remotely close to a full game yet. It seems like that game is still like they don't have like a beta where like they haven't had like a true beta test where it's like almost the full game and everybody's playing it and testing the big game. Like the game has at least another year before it, like at least another year before it comes out. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that game. That shit's never gonna come out. And when it does come out, it's never gonna live up to the expectations because the expectations are so ridiculously high due to the crazy amount of development time it's had and the crazy amount of money they've spent. So they really fucked up there. Anyway, I had some other stuff I was gonna hit on here. Oh yeah, I was gonna do the not my YouTube thing. Maybe I'll save this for the next podcast. Yeah, maybe I'll save this for the next podcast. This is kind of a long thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Hive Mind number... What is this? What is this shit? 58? Jesus. This was definitely not my best podcast. I'm sorry about this, guys. Hive Mind podcast number 58. Hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. I don't know, man. I just woke up. Maybe I should have done this podcast right when I first woke up. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. And yeah, again, I apologize. I know this wasn't the greatest one, but we'll see you again next week. Have a good one.